Chinasa, you're welcome to the show. Chinasa. You came in and the first thing you told me was you feel like sleeping. Why? Yeah, I think I know why, but still tell us.
Of course, I've not slept at all. Thankfully, I think for now, I'll
Don't fall asleep on the show.
No.
Should we start from there before we do the
now,
papers?
I'll sleep well until the basketball
Should we
season
start from
also
the
on.
Super Bowl? What kept you awake?
Of course, it was the Super Bowl, and it was sort of an anticlimax. Because it was like Mayweather and Pacquiao.
Wow.
You know, everybody expecting Pacquiao to come out and box, and Mayweather, we all know Mayweather is a defensive fighter, and what he showed. We knew the Denver defense, you know, very strong. But everybody kept saying that all through leading to the Super Bowl that Cam Newton and his Panthers offense, that they are very dynamic. The Denver defense won't be able to cope with them or whatnot. Well, you know, sometimes things happen. I was watching the game yesterday and I was tweeting at the same time. I noticed something. Cam Newton wasn't his usual self. You know, because normally Cam Newton celebrates everything. A first down, he gains some yards. You see him celebrate. He does his showmanship and everything. But he was sort of subdued yesterday. Even they won the coin toss and they decided to defer to the second half. So these guys, Denver started. They received first and they went ahead to score a field goal. You know, but even at that, Cam Newton's first throw was sort of overthrown. The second one to Jeremy Cotry, it was caught, but they ruled it inconclusive, and they went to challenge it, and it didn't go, you know, in their favor. You know, from there you'd have started saying, okay, this might not just be their night, because all through postseason, Carolina had not trailed at all through postseason, and they already started the game trailing by a field goal. Then some other important plays. Von Miller was fantastic. The linebacker, he was fantastic. And you know the funny thing, in 2011 when Cam Newton was drafted by the Carolina Panthers as #1 pick, Von Miller was #2 pick for Denver Broncos, and he had the belief that he should have been the #1 pick, but Carolina needed a quarterback, and they went for Cam, who has also served them well so far. It was a fantastic game at the end of the day. Peyton Manning, non-factor in this game at all.
Yes.
Non-factor. The game was won. It was won by the Denver defense. Peyton Manning although of course his experience counted. He stayed. He knew that he always had to, you know, hand the ball to the runner.
Yes.
He did what he had to do, and when they needed a 2-point conversion, he went ahead and he got it. So a good game, Peyton Manning, and I like the fact that he didn't take attention away from his teammates by maybe going on to announce that would be his last game. They kept asking, they wanted him to come out and say something, and he kept saying, you know what, not now. I have to go. I have more important things to do. Kiss my wife, kiss my kids, you know, hug my family.
You can even listen to him, you know, when he was actually saying it's going to be an emotional one for him, but it's something he really needed to think about. And of course, for Cam Newton, he wasn't really ready to talk to the press at all.
Well, like I said, it's a great feeling. It's a great sense of accomplishment for this team. We've been through a lot this year. This team's been unselfish, tough, resilient, and I think all that was on display tonight. So I got a chance to talk to the team last night, and I just kind of thanked them for letting me be a part of the journey. It's truly been a team effort, and it was a team win tonight. You know, about not making an emotional decision one way or the other. And so I thought that was good advice to kind of let this sink in. It's been an emotional week, emotional night, and the night's just beginning. I look forward to celebrating with my friends and family, and I think I'll take some time after that, and like I said, I'm going to kind of enjoy the night, take it one step at a time.
They just played better than us. I don't know what you want me to say. It's like they made more plays than us, and that's what it come down to. I mean, we had our opportunities. It wasn't nothing special that they did. We dropped balls, we turned the ball over, gave up sacks, threw errant passes. That's it. They scored more points than us.
Obviously, that was, you know, we played 17, 18, 19 games before this, and, you know, we picked a really bad day to, you know, kind of have a meltdown.
Serious meltdown.
That's what it is.
Chinasa, we're talking about Cam Newton while on break. And he struggled in that particular match. I mean, just having a look at the stats, he completed just 18 out of 41 passes for 265 yards. And why did that really happen in that game? Was it just the Denver defense, or something else.
Yeah, the Denver defense, we were expecting it, but another thing we saw was that the offensive line of the Panthers, they were not able to handle the Denver defense as much as we thought they were going to handle them. Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, they were just fantastic, and they broke down everything. So yeah, this is of course you can see Broncos, they have not won the Super Bowl since 1999, so this is the first one. The general manager, John Elway, former Super Bowl winning quarterback, yes. He sacked the coach that had gotten them to 4 straight championship games, and he wasn't satisfied. He just needed something, and he brought in Gary Kubiak, and in his first season now, he has done it, making some key decisions. Peyton Manning, the second time he's taking the team to the Super Bowl, and this is the second win. He's won it with 2 different teams now, Colts from Indianapolis, and also this team, and he has gone to 2 Super Bowls with these teams. So fantastic one. Malik Johnson, the defensive touchdown, that was what set the tone. The Panthers were never going to come back after that because the defense just didn't allow them. So it was a fantastic game, and the final touchdown, the rushing touchdown from C.J. Anderson, that actually just in fact I'd already tweeted, I think this one is over, before he even had that touchdown, and apparently that was what happened. So Cam Newton, he was sacked 7 times.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah,
up 3 turnovers.
If you sack your quarterback 7 times, then it shows that there's a problem with the offensive line. So, well, I think the good thing for this team, Cam Newton is young, as I believe that he will still get to feature in other Super Bowls for himself. So
he will get more opportunities to do the job.
There was nothing like passing throughout last night. There was the passing was just not there, because you could see the yards. Peyton Manning had about
141 yards.
Yeah, 141 yards. Yes. Cam Newton had about 194, and they were mostly rushing yards. It was
what
just.
Von Miller, the MVP of the game.
Of course, we knew he would. After watching that game, you see the defensive dominance. You knew it could only be Von Miller or maybe DeMarcus Ware, the former Cowboys. But now it was given to Von Miller. So fantastic one for him. I'm happy for the young man.
Well, congratulations.
Defense
to
always strong.
That's
Why is it that every time there's a battle between the best defense and the
defense wins.
Defense always
Same
wins.
with basketball.
I'm not complaining about Mourinho.
Defense always wins. That's why the fans will yell, defense.
Defense. Exactly.
Defense. Let's go to the papers now and see what the papers are saying. We will talk about this one, front page of the Complete Sports newspaper. Super Eagles coach Sonny Olise talking tough. Olise blasts Eagles critics, says he has not failed as Eagles coach, with a kicker insists he didn't beg for Nigeria's job. We've said it over and over again at Chinonsia. This sort of job requires a lot of good show of leadership. People must criticize you.
Thick skin.
They must criticize you. You think Coach Sonny Olise responding at every critic is the right way to lead this team?
I like the question, because I don't actually think he should respond to every, critique by anybody towards that particular team. There are some things you respond to, and there are some things you don't respond to. It seems like it gets, and when you start responding to criticism like this, it even shows that it might be getting under your skin. You don't need to show any chink in your armor. You just have to, sometimes just ignore, go ahead and do what you have to do, and let your results speak. If it's not working for you, just keep quiet sometimes and do what you have to do, because it's like I remember Alan Pardew when he was at Newcastle, when he kept on talking and the results were not working for him. At the end of the day, he had to leave Newcastle and go to Crystal Palace. Sometimes just focus on your job, focus on how to get the best out of your team. So I think Sonny Olise should, it's still his job. He hasn't been sacked. Nobody's talking about taking his job right now. So yes, until it comes to that part where everybody's now clamoring for the job to be taken away, I think Olise should just concentrate and do his job. I still believe he can do something good with the Eagles.
Okay, it's like what is on the papers is all about Sonny Olise. Sporting Sun has Olise angry, sad, says critics are insane. Yes. That's actually tough. Then there's actually, I think some people have actually started to calculate how much he's going to pocket once he gets sacked. This one says Eagles coach to pocket 180 million naira for sack. So they're already calculating it. Sports Day, then what do you have? It's done something different.
Yeah, well, I don't want to talk about this Olise issue again because
Okay,
it's
something different from
frankly, it's
Sport League,
annoying.
yeah, also
Yes.
the front page.
Okay. Yeah. Still about Olise, but then there's one guy in between him and Lasito. That's Victor Moses saying he's ready for Eagles recall.
Yeah, you know, apparently he wanted some time off to try and get back on track, and I think he's gotten enough games for West Ham.
Yes.
Although he was injured at the point, he's come back, he's
Yes,
playing.
back.
So I think he should be ready for an Eagles recall, and he should be ready to get into the team. And this one about Igalo getting the first China bid. The Chinese, I don't know what's happening in China. They want to get everybody.
What is happening is they have
Jackson
a lot of
Martinez,
money.
Carlos Teixeira, a 57 million pound,
Teixeira is really shocking.
57 million pound bid for Oscar, thrown out by Chelsea. Those guys are ready to. In fact, just name your price. I think we'll just pay and collect your player. I think they want to make the Chinese league as exciting as they can.
Come on now.
And you know,
it's
I was saying,
incredible
I don't think they need the markets of Europeans and Africans. They are over 1 billion
They've got the
already.
market
So
that
you don't need to watch their league. They can watch their league and pay for themselves and make money.
You want to compare what's going on in China right now to what's going on in the MLS. I mean, where the MLS gets to attract these players that are getting towards their retirement
the difference
age.
between
I mean,
China
China, they
now-
are attraughting the players in their prime.
Yeah,
The
money.
Ramirez, the Shearer,
Money.
That's Menezes,
Money
so
is
the
the
money.
difference.
Money.
When you go to the MLS to retire or just end your career, you can still go to China to get some money and continue with your career. So that's it. Thank you so much, Chinazia,
Always a
here for
pleasure.
coming around, particularly dissecting the Super Bowl 50. Congratulations to the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, congrats to
Absolutely.
them. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much for being part of the program. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
Thanks for watching. I'm Tayo Salam.
Okay, now let's do this again tonight. But until then, I'm Austin Okonakpan, and everything you do, keep talking sports. Bye for now.